everybody, and welcome back to Over the Top News. This week, I am joined by a real-life superhero. That's right, four-time American memory champion Nelson Dellis is here. Thanks for joining me, Nelson.
How you doing? Thanks for having me.
Very good. And Nelson here is the author of the new book, Remember It.
That's right.
So tell me, Nelson, what do you remember?
When I try and apply the techniques that I write about in the book, I can remember anything.
Anything?
Pretty much anything, yeah.
So what's the craziest thing that you can remember?
Oh man, I've been tested on a lot of different things. Probably the hardest for me, or the most challenging, was when I had to memorize 10,000 digits of pi.
Oh man, that's a lot of digits.
It is. And what makes it harder is the way that I was tested on it. It wasn't like, say, all the digits in a row. That would have been the easier version. The judges who were testing me gave me 5-digit chunks from anywhere in the 10,000, and I had to say the first 10 after it and the first 10 before it. And so, you know, I had to know all the digits equally well and be able to just rattle off pieces of pi.
Wow, that's incredible. So
yeah.
We know your memory's great.
Yeah.
Incredible. Unheard of almost.
Yeah.
But you are the four-time American National Memory Champion.
Right.
So what exactly does that mean? Do you just declare yourself the champion, or how does that work?
No, there's a competition, and it's pretty rigorous. You have to, and you're going up against some pretty tough other memorizers from around the country. They test you on memorizing a deck of cards, how fast you can do it, how many names you can memorize in a certain amount of time, words, numbers, poems, and you know, the last person standing is kind of crowned the champion.
So 10,000 digits of pi.
Yeah.
All kinds of other things. You're a real, like I said, superhero almost. But do you ever use your powers for evil rather than good? You know, just like, do you use your memory to, play, I don't know, like games on the side of the road ever?
Yeah, I know what you mean. There are certain uses where it comes in handy, I'd say. For example, when I'm out with friends, they often tell people about my skill. Or that they challenge me to memorize something.
Have you ever considered a secret identity, maybe? You know, wearing a mask when you're using your power so your friends don't know this is the guy with the memory, the gift?
No, I've never tried that. Everybody asks me if I'm banned from casinos. I don't think I am, but I could.
At least not yet.
Not yet, yeah, exactly. If I put my talents to evil, maybe I'd be banned, but I don't know.
So what in your daily life really benefits from your great memory skills? Do you never lose your keys?
No, okay, so that's the misconception. Everybody thinks that I'm just like a tape recorder. Everything, this conversation, every little detail I remember just naturally, and that's not true. My memory is trained. So you'd say superhuman. I'm a trained superhuman, if you want to say that. And I can train anybody to be and do what I do.
Anybody?
Anybody.
Even me?
Even you, especially you.
I can't even remember how this show started.
Yeah, well, we could change that. So, you know, I forget stuff if I'm not like actively trying with these techniques. And sometimes it's just, it all boils down to effort, right? Or paying attention. Sometimes I'm just tired and not willing to like focus on something, and of course I'm not gonna remember that. But if I want to remember something and I'm paying attention, then I for sure can lock it in.
All right. So like you said, obviously your memory abilities from the tournaments don't exactly translate to your daily life, but it's got to help in some ways, right?
Oh yeah, so exactly. The competition events are very specific and don't really translate to real life when you're memorizing cards, for example. But the techniques that underlie how I approach each of those events is the same as how I would approach anything in real life. So it's good practice for the day-to-day stuff.
So digits of pi have got to be relatable to phone numbers, right? So that,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So it helps with the ladies.
I mean, back in the day, I'm married now, but when I'd be out and I asked a girl for a phone number, and you know, she'd be like, okay, and I wouldn't pull out my phone or a piece of paper to write it on. She'd be like, you gonna write that down? I'm like, no, I'll memorize it. And they're like, damn.
And does that work on your wife now?
I think I did it to my wife. I probably did. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it worked. Right. So.
That's wonderful. So tell me a little bit more about the book itself. Remember,
Sure.
What exactly is in it, and how is it going to help just your average daily memory person?
Yeah, so there's a lot of super practical tips, how to apply the techniques that I'm talking about to very common memory flubs that we all experience, like misplacing your keys, where you parked your car, passwords. We all have dozens of passwords. It changes all the time. How to keep track of that. Memorizing dates, stuff related to school, work, whatever, names. So really stuff that people struggle with, and I try to keep it as broad as possible to kind of let this book help as many people.
And why is it so useful to people? Why is learning these memory skills gonna just change their lives?
Because we all have memories. That's how we, I think, exist as humans. That's what makes us human in a way, is like we can remember things that we've learned, experiences that we've had, and then we use that to make decisions as we move forward. So if you don't have your memory, then who are you, right? So imagine if you could have more control over that thing, right? Your studies, your work life, your personal life, all have to improve in some way, right?
So in a way, you're saying the stronger our memories are, the more human you are because of you. It's more of yourself.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself. Yeah, no, it's good. It's true. Yeah.
Right. So where can people find your book?
It's available on any online bookstore, Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, all those guys. And yeah, it's available. I encourage people to check it out. I think there's a lot for everybody, no matter who you are. Memory applies. So yeah, I encourage people to check it out.
All right, thank you so much, Nelson.
Thank you, sir.
And thank you for watching Over the Top News. We'll see you next time.